you fed up with money? All those dirty bills and pesky coins falling everywhere all the time? Cash is dumb. Credit cards, too confusing. And writing a check? Who's got a pen? Here at the Splunk T-shirt company, we've invented a better way to buy stuff. Introducing ShirtCoin, the very latest in decentralized peer-to-peer currency. Buying a hot dog? Pay with a shirt. Mortgage due? Pay with a pile of shirts. It's flexible, it's fungible, it's the future. Join almost hundreds of early adopters and buy ShirtCoin today. Sign up now and get a handy ShirtCoin back wallet while supplies last.
ShirtCoin has not been approved by the SEC, the banking industry, or the U.S. federal government and may be illegal in some countries. Use at your own risk.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. We are coming to you live at AWS reInvent, and this is a great talk. It's 5 insights that you're not going to get with your Cloudwatch data alone. At Splunk, we love Cloudwatch data. There's a lot of great insights that can be gleaned from it. But if you find yourself, needing to understand the health of your applications, you'll understand quickly that there are quite a few limitations. And so we sat down and talked about, hey, what are some of the key insights that you're not going to be able to get with your Amazon Cloudwatch data that you will be able to get with something like Splunk? So my name is Jeff Wiedemann. I am an IT operations strategist and really excited to have this talk with you guys today. Okay, so as we meet with customers or prospective customers, one of the questions we hear really often, particularly when they're early in their cloud journey, is why do we need Splunk when we can just use Amazon CloudWatch and create dashboards and things like that, right? So that's kind of the big question that we get asked. And so I sat down and thought, oh, what's a big picture answer for this? And the way that I look at it is, we've seen this so many times before. It's a great source of data, but it is just another source of data. And so if you don't bring all your data together into one spot, then you lose out on some critical opportunities to better understand and correlate that data. So a couple of the key things that we see is that it's really just another silo of data. If you don't bring that CloudWatch data in with everything else, then you're not going to be able to do that correlation. The features and capabilities that exist within that CloudWatch are, often just good enough. They're not necessarily great. You need great power and great capabilities in order to understand and process that data. And finally, when things do break, you need to have tremendous ability to investigate and get down to the true root cause of the problem. And if you've ever tried to search the logs in the CloudWatch console, you probably know as well as I do that that's not something you can do very easily. So you need something like Splunk, right? We have to go beyond monitoring and get into this full observability. We need the ability to collect metrics, traces, and logs, bring them all together into one spot, and have the ability to make strong decisions based on that information. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're saying, okay, yeah. Well, I need some specific examples. I'm not convinced yet. And that's fine. What we're going to do now is roll through the 5 insights that you are not going to get with your CloudWatch data alone. All right. Insight number 1, visibility across many regions and accounts. Now, I know you. You've got multiple accounts and multiple regions that you've got your AWS infrastructure deployed in, right? And when do you get to see and know about all of that infrastructure? Probably when your bill comes, you know what I'm saying? That's not the right time to have full visibility into your entire infrastructure. So if we bring all that information into Splunk across all of our accounts, across all of our regions, we'll be able to take inventory and see what we're spending before that bill comes and understand where that spend is coming from, who's deploying what, and where are they deploying it and why. We can also visualize the entire topology of the AWS environment by seeing what is connected to what across different accounts. That's a very powerful capability as well. And then this is one of my favorite ones. Tagging is such a important concept in AWS. It involves understanding who owns devices, what's running on that infrastructure. It drives chargeback and understanding your general cost. but you don't have the ability to audit tagging across your entire infrastructure if you don't bring that data into Splunk. So what we have here is we have a screenshot of an insight where we are understanding all the different tags that are being used across our infrastructure. So this is definitely not something you'd be able to do without pulling data into Splunk. Okay, so insight number 2, end-to-end troubleshooting of hybrid applications. So one of the things we see over and over again is that, yes, you are deploying infrastructure into AWS, but it's probably not the only place that infrastructure is being deployed. In fact, most of the time, we see that some of the most critical applications that customers continue to run are still on-prem. And that cloud-based infrastructure is oftentimes calling back to that on-prem infrastructure. So you need the ability to see and visualize that all in one spot. And that's what we're showing here in this particular example. We have an application that's deployed both in the cloud and on-prem. And so you can see here that the pink box is surrounding all of the components that are being run on-prem. And so you need to be able to bring that together and see it when that application has a problem. You can troubleshoot it and understand where the issue is happening. We can also track migration statuses, understanding what's still running on-prem, what's running in the cloud, how are we tracking towards our cloud migration. Okay, insight number 3. Oh, this is a good one. I love this one. Monitoring and alerting at per second granularity. Yeah, baby. All right. Now, this right here in this screenshot, this is the real deal, baby. Okay. What we did was we deployed some infrastructure in AWS, and we were collecting the data with our OTel agent, as well as collecting the data with Amazon Cloudwatch metrics. So once again, this is totally real, this situation. And what you'll notice is we have 2 different graphs that are supposed to be showing the same information, but in reality, they're totally different. So let's look at this spike here. One of the things we notice is that on the left graph, there's quite a bit more granularity. Why? Because we're collecting data at 10-second intervals. That's what we do by default with our OTel agent, and we can get down to per second granularity. However, with Cloudwatch metrics, it's 5 minutes by default and 1 minute in your best case scenario. So what does that mean? What's the implication of that? Check out, this is crazy. We're detecting that the CPU has spiked up to 76%, while AWS Cloudwatch is detecting that the spike only went up to 34%. And this is, again, real data on a real system. So you can see here that granularity is lost. And in those key instances where you need to understand what happened with your systems, you need to have all of the data. Okay, insight number 4. This is, again, another one of my favorites because nobody does searching like Splunk does, right? So advanced investigations and analytics with powerful search capabilities. I've been in that Cloudwatch log search dashboard screen thing, and it's okay. I mean, it's a little bit basic, right? But when you're trying to get down to what's going on in your environment, you need power. So let's look at a couple of examples. Let's say we want to understand who's accessing our S3 content across the world, right? What we can do is we can pull the S3 access logs into Splunk. That's nice, right? But let's take it a step further. In this SPL, we're using IP location and geostats in order to resolve the IP addresses for which that S3 content is being accessed and plot that on a map. So with this type of information, we can understand maybe we have S3 buckets that have accidentally been made public that shouldn't have been, or maybe we want to make data-driven decisions about who's consuming our S3 content and from where. With Splunk, you have the ability to do that. Another good example is, I don't know about you guys. When I deploy code, it's perfect every time. Never had a problem, but I've heard that some people sometimes can deploy code with bugs in it. So wouldn't you like to know if you've introduced a new problem into your environment? Well, let's look at how that can happen. Here, we're pulling the AWS Cloudwatch logs in, and then we're doing we'll start with some basic search stuff, right? So we're looking for any logs that have, unhandled, exception, traceback, stack trace. These keywords are commonly used in exceptions, right? So that's simple. We can do that in AWS. But check out this line count greater than 3. What's going on there? Well, as you guys know, stack traces are always multi-line, typically many lines. And so the line count field is something that we provide by default in Splunk. And so just by filtering by line count greater than 3, we now can see all the stack traces in the environment. And in the second half of the SPL, this is where things get really cool. We're actually extracting out the contents of the first and second stack trace lines. And we're using that in conjunction with the line count to heuristically identify what stack traces are the same and which ones are different. And so we can plot each of those over time and see that. So these are some of the capabilities that you have with the powerful search processing language that we offer with Splunk. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up with insight number 5, faster time to value with pre-built content. I know that some of you out there like to, build everything from the ground up. But the reality is you want to have access to a bunch of stuff that's pre-built for you. So this is a screenshot from our Splunk Observability Cloud platform, where we have all of these different insights and pre-built dashboards that you can get across all of the gizmos and gadgets that AWS has to offer in their infrastructure environment. When you drill into one of those dashboards, you're going to see, pre-built dashboard panels that look like this. And, you don't have to go build it all yourself, right? So we're giving you that nice foundation to start with and for you to build upon. Okay. So that's it. Those are the 5 insights that you're not going to get with AWS Cloudwatch alone. Hope you enjoyed it, and happy Splunking.
Hello, and welcome to Boss of Ops and Observability, or, if you're pressed for time and into the whole brevity thing, boo. You might be wondering, why is Shelly here? Well, because I'm a big deal, and so is this. The Splunk t-shirt company needs your help. We have a problem, some sort of technology situation. I'm old school, Tori's busy, and Frank, well, Frank doesn't really do anything. So we're relying on you.
Thanks, Shelly. Once you've shaken the Vegas off and you're back home, join Splunk for Boss of Ops and Observability, or as we lovingly refer to it as BOO, on Wednesday, December 8th at 10 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. BOO is a gamified capture-the-flag-esque competition where participants leverage Splunk's observability and IT capabilities to answer a variety of questions related to real-world IT and DevOps incidents. So get your team together. Get ready to claim your title as Splunk's Boss of Ops and Observability on December 8th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Register now at boo.com or register via the link below.
Good luck, and thank you.